All right, let's dive into something pretty cool today. We're talking Facebook Lite, especially their accessibility updates.
Yeah.
Whether you use it or not, making tech inclusive, it's a big deal. I've got this awesome YouTube video from Master B Official. They actually tested out how accessible the new update is.
Yeah, Facebook Lite is kind of unique, right? Like it's for people with maybe older phones, not a ton of data or iffy internet, but making it that small, it's usually meant like less accessibility, fewer features.
You're right, that's why this update is getting attention. Like in the video, Master B shows how TINY the app is, only 2 megabytes. Smaller than some pictures you take.
That's wild. They fit so much in there. But for users with limited data or old devices, that size can be the difference between Facebook working or not working at all.
Totally. So they get right into testing with TalkBack. That's a screen reader for visually impaired folks, right? Reads aloud what's on screen so you can use it without seeing.
And this is where it gets cool. Masterby says this update is noticeably better with a screen reader. Like, they could accept friend requests, which was a big problem before.
That's huge. Connecting with people is like Facebook's whole thing. If you need a screen reader, not doing that yourself, super frustrating.
It's about independence online, participating. This update seems like it's going in the right direction, giving people who use assistive tech, like those screen readers, more control.
It seems like it. Master B goes through stuff like the menus, posting, even tried the emoji keyboard. They really did work on labeling and how buttons work, you can tell.
Which is key for accessibility, right? Not just can you click the button, but does it make sense? Regardless of how you're using the app, God be intuitive.
Totally. But wasn't all perfect, was it? Seems like Master B hit some snags when trying to actually read posts.
Yeah, the videos auto-playing in the feed, that caused trouble for the screen reader. Like, hard to follow the text when videos keep interrupting the reading.
Oh, I can imagine. So disruptive. Shows that accessibility is ongoing. Fixing one thing can cause another problem, right? Good, they fixed buttons, but that video thing, Facebook's got to work on that more.
Yeah, it makes you think, how do we measure if accessibility is good? Is it just, can it be used? Or is it a good experience for everyone, no matter how they're using it?
That's a great question. Sounds like Facebook Lite is on the right path, but there's more to do. We focused on one YouTuber so far, but I'm curious, from your view, how big a deal are these updates? What impact could they have for users? What stands out to you?
Well, what's really interesting to me is it's like these changes could affect millions, right? Especially places where Lite is super popular, like developing countries. Imagine needing a screen reader, and now you can use the app yourself, connect with family, get info. That's powerful.
Yeah, opens up a lot. Like, you realize how simple stuff, like clear labels or menus that make sense, that changes if someone can join in online, be part of things.
For sure. And this connects to that bigger idea, right? The digital divide. Everyone having equal access, no matter where they are, how much money they have, if they have a disability.
Master B said something in the video that stuck with me. They said sometimes without accessibility features, people have to rely on others, and that's frustrating, takes away independence.
So true. Imagine having to ask, hey, can you read this post to me? Or help me find this thing in the menu. It's not empowering. These updates, even if they're not perfect, it's a step towards like giving people control over their own online life.
They also tested the emoji keyboard, which I can only imagine how tough that is for screen reader users.
Right. Emojis are pictures, basically. How do you explain that if you can't see it? In the video, they could get to the keyboard, but figuring out which button was which emoji, that was hard.
Like having tools but not knowing what they do.
Oh, right.
Right. You can technically use them, but getting what you actually want. Good luck.
Exactly. Accessibility isn't just, does it work? It's, can you use it easily? Anyone should be able to pick it up and get it. That's the goal.
Throughout the video, though, Master B makes it clear this is good, but Facebook Lite's not done with accessibility. More to improve, tech keeps changing, new problems pop up.
Yeah, it's never finished, Always got to be looking for what's not working, finding ways to fix it, always getting better.
Makes you think, what LSE could they do for screen reader users on Facebook? Like, what features, what design choices would make it even better?
Well, one thing, right, more descriptive text for pictures and videos. Like, right now, the alt text, it's limited. So if you can't see the visual stuff, you're missing out.
Good point. More detail there helps everyone, not just screen readers. People with cognitive disabilities, or if English isn't your first language, alt text makes things clearer.
Oh, and another idea, maybe audio descriptions for videos, like a narrator saying what's happening visually so people who can't see can still follow along.
Like someone's whispering in your ear explaining the video. That would be awesome. A whole new way to use Facebook if you have vision problems.
Totally. And we got to remember, when you make things accessible, it often helps everyone. Like captions started for people who couldn't hear, but now tons of people use them daily.
I know, right? How many times have you watched something on mute because you're in public or don't want to bother people? Captions are a lifesaver now.
That's inclusive design at its best. When you think about accessibility first, you end up with stuff that's just better for everyone.
We've been techie so far, but there's a human side too, right?
Hmm.
Empathy, understanding. How important is that to make the digital world better?
Empathy is huge GE. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes. If they experience it differently, what are their challenges? If developers, designers have that empathy, they'll build better stuff for everyone.
More than just checking boxes on a list, it's about really getting how people with disabilities experience things.
Totally. And it's not just on tech companies. We, the users, got to learn about accessibility, ask for inclusive design, support the groups working on this stuff.
It's a team effort. We all got to work to make the digital world a place where everyone can join in, everyone can do well.
Which brings us to something important. What Facebook Lite is doing, this isn't unique, it's happening more and more. Tech companies are realizing accessibility isn't optional anymore. It's just good design, and it makes things better for everyone.
Yeah, it's not okay to build things that leave people out.
Right. As more people understand this, the whole conversation changes. It's not just meeting the bare minimum, it's how good can we make this? How inclusive?
Kind of exciting, right?
Oh.
The potential for tech to help people break down barriers. But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's think about what we've learned. From what Master B showed us, what are the big takeaways? What parts of Facebook Lite's accessibility stood out to you?
I think what really got me was that feeling Master B had, being able to just accept a friend request on their own.
Yeah.
Seems small, but for someone who needs a screen reader, it's like, I can do this myself now. That's powerful.
It really shows, right?
Yeah.
Accessibility is not about specs and numbers. It's about people being able to use tech, be part of the online world. So, bigger picture now. This trend, more accessible tech, what kind of impact are we seeing, industry-wide?
Well, companies are getting it now, It's not just, oh, we have to do this. It's, hey, accessible design is good for business. Wider audience, better product for everyone.
Makes sense, yeah. Why limit yourself? More people can use your stuff, everyone wins.
Exactly. But it's more than just money, right? There's this growing understanding that, accessibility is kind of a human right, not just a tech thing.
Yeah, everyone deserves to get information, have the same opportunities online, no matter what.
Right.
So, wrapping up our Facebook Lite deep dive, what are the big takeaways for our listeners? What can they do to make the digital world better?
I'd say, first off, be aware of it in your own life, The apps you use, websites. Notice if something's hard to use.
It's easy to miss that stuff if you've never needed accessibility features.
Right, so think about it. Is there a feature that's confusing? Is the info laid out well for everyone, no matter how they're using it?
And don't stay quiet. If you find something, tell the people who made it. Feedback, bug reports, push for improvements.
Also, support those groups fighting for accessibility, making things inclusive. There's tons out there, pushing for better laws, guidelines, resources for everyone.
And I think the biggest thing is talk about it. Tell your friends, family, share articles, whatever. Get people thinking not why is this important, but how do we make it better?
Make it part of how we think, Accessibility isn't an afterthought. It's built in from the start.
So next time you're online, think about it. What can you do to make the internet more inclusive? How do we make sure everyone has the chance to use this amazing tech we have?
Remember, even small stuff helps. Raising awareness, giving feedback, supporting good design, it all adds up. We can make the internet truly accessible for everyone.
Love that. Thanks for joining us on this Facebook Lite accessibility journey. Until next time, keep exploring.